Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Stephen Wu, and today I'm bringing to you another REDCap training tutorial. Today's tutorial will be the data dictionary quick build out. Before I start with this tutorial, I should preface and say that the data dictionary is huge. It's probably going to take a lot more than just one day to go over everything, but to help people build out their project quickly, and for the larger projects, or if you have some issues um, that you can't handle with the online designer, the data dictionary can help you sometimes solve that issue. So to kind of preface, why should someone use the data dictionary? When you're working on a large project with many variables, think a massive project with 200 different variables, maybe like 5 different instruments. It's going to be a lot of work to kind of just add in each one of those one by one, instrument by instrument with the online designer. And sometimes you might need to move variables between instruments along the way. That's actually impossible with the data dictionary without deleting and then re-adding the variable back in. The data dictionary makes things extremely simple and quick, and there are instances where the online designer might be better, but today we'll explore the pros and cons of both. So let's go into a REDCap project. Online designer. And here is the instrument. So to start off, we have a random instrument. We're not going to be using this. So what we'll do first is delete. Well, we want to create an instrument. So good example would be billing address or shipping address. When you order something online, it's very common to see that instrument. Yes, delete it. Okay. And a lot of times, REDCap requires record ID. Go with that. And let's start adding fields. So you have first name, last name, address. This should probably be a notes box. Back to a text box. Something just to fill the space. Occupation. And then phone number. We're going to want some validation for phone number. So, yeah, North American. And, I guess a simple question. This should probably be radio button. So you might be wondering why I'm also using radio buttons instead of the yes, no. It's just what I choose. REDCap flips it around with the 0 being yes and 1 being no, but I like it this way. And then, maybe just add in another note box if yes, why? Q, that's 1. So, add a little branching logic to this. Right. Yes. So that took what, 3-4 minutes to build this out. And what if I need this instrument again? For instance, I need shipping address. It could be the same, but it could also be different. So to kind of fix that, I guess, or to build it out more quickly, what we can do is use the data dictionary. So what I did was I used this tab up here, which is available in the Online Designer or in Project Setup. It says download the current data dictionary, or you could just go to the data dictionary section just by clicking this button. And then from here, download the current data dictionary. And then, of course, agree to the use, terms of use. I agree. And then we can save. I only want to save it on the desktop. And then open it. It opens in Excel. So, and this is the data dictionary. It might look kind of crazy at first. You don't know what you're looking at. But once you start to get used to using the data dictionary, it'll become secondhand, no problem. So just to start off, I will address a few things. So REDCap requires you to have a variable name, a form name, and a field type before this data dictionary is re-uploaded into REDCap. Another thing is your variable name has to be unique, meaning no variable can be the same. So since we have first name here already, we can't have first name again. This is not allowed. You would have to add or change it in just a slight bit. For instance, like that, right? And then form name is required. This is also your instrument name. And each variable requires a form name. So here we have billing address. Well, I want a new instrument, so I'll just add in shipping address like that. Now, you might notice that this is completely different from this. Why am I adding one in? Well, I want a new instrument. So in my project, shipping address is not here yet, right? Only billing address. So we'll see what happens when I upload this data dictionary. First name will be text as well. And then it'll also still be first name. So field label is what you see on the survey, and variable name is hidden. The labels might be a bit confusing, but over time you get used to it. It's REDCap. So now this could take a while, just retyping everything. So we can do this much more easily. Why don't we just take this section and just paste it. And then at the end, just add, something to differentiate the two. Oops, added this at the beginning. Question 2, and then I guess Q2. I'll also make this Q1. Okay, and you got to make sure that the form name is different. You're not allowed to have alternating form names, so everything has to be together. That's kind of REDCap's way. And then make sure that the branching logic is correct. All I did was scroll over to the branching logic field, and then this is advanced branching logic. That's another topic that we'll cover another day. But this is just saying if someone answers yes to the question, then show the next question, this question. So I'll save this. Yes. Come back here to the online designer and then go into the data dictionary, look for the file like that, and it is right here. Open it and then upload the file. Now, what's happening here is REDCap will look through your Excel file, and it will tell you if you have any mistakes or if there are allowable warnings like it's showing here. And then once it determines that there's no issues, it lets you commit changes. So this is kind of a check in case anything you're doing is not correct, or if you have second thoughts, this will give you another chance to have another second thought. But I think most of the time you should be okay as long as you're not removing anything um, or changing any of the existing stuff, unless you know exactly what you're doing. So, but with practice, you're not going to be perfect the first time. So, well, let's commit changes and see what happens. All right, looks like the commit was successful. And what do we have here? We have a new instrument, right? This is the instrument that we had just added in the Excel file. And you know what, that copy and pasting took 30 seconds, although I did add this field, and the thing is, this is the billing address form: first name, last name, address, occupation, shipping address, first name, last name, address. I mean, this is identical, so when you have to either add another field or many variables, or if you want to copy and paste a previous instrument of some sort, the data dictionary is actually very, very quick with it. And although it might look kind of crazy because you might not know what some of these things are, and the data dictionary is not very beginner friendly. REDCap doesn't hold your hand when you go through this. There are resources for you to check, just to kind of learn more. So what you want to do is, if you want to learn more, you can go back to My Projects or your homepage and go to the FAQ. The FAQ actually provides you with a lot of information, and the data dictionary is a big one that really needs this. So if you come here, Online Designer, and gives you a really quick definition of what it is. And look, field types, right? That is this right here, and it definitely gives you a quick rundown of what you can use, and it's also a quick reference if you don't know what you're doing. So now let's get back in the project. One last thing I really want to touch up on is moving variables between instruments. So if you come back into the project and look back in the instrument, the very first instrument, that's what I'm using right now. What if I wanted to move, for instance, occupation to shipping address, right? It seems like the only way I would be able to do that is to just delete it. I can't drag it over there. It's not letting me drag. Or for instance, say I was creating a variable. Let's see, what else can I add in here? What is my favorite snack? This really wouldn't be for billing address, but who knows? They might want your favorite snack. But what if you added a variable in, but you wanted to move it, right? And this doesn't just apply to one variable. What if you added multiple variables? You know, And this applies for 1 to 50 or any variable that you feel like you need to handle. This becomes an issue where you can't move it between instruments, and you would have to delete each one individually. And sometimes, you might have it perfect the first time, and you don't want to change anything. So what do? Data dictionary. So scroll back up, data dictionary, and each time you add something in the online designer and then go to the data dictionary and then go back to the online designer, you're going to want to download a new data dictionary because it will have changed if you've made changes in your online designer. So download, I agree, save. And just as a quick reference, I like adding in the versions so that way I know the latest that I've downloaded. Open. So this is the old one right here. And this is the new one with snack, pizza, and dessert, right? Well, if I want to move these, all I have to do is decide where I want to put it first. I'll just put it at the end. And then take what I have here, copy, paste it. And then with the old ones, I will right click, go to delete, and I right click the cell name or the row name rather than the row itself, just to be certain. And it deletes it and it moves everything up. All right, so snack, pizza, dessert are now at the bottom, and I need to change the shipping address or the instrument name. Save it, and then come back to your project in REDCap and just browse. This is the same page that we went to the first time to download the data dictionary. So browse, v1, open, upload file, and this time REDCap is saying it's perfect, because that's what I do. And all you have to do is commit changes. Online designer, shipping address, scroll down, and look, there's your 3 variables. Scroll back to the top, go back to billing address, and it's gone. So right now, you basically have 3 variables moved from billing address to shipping address. And imagine if you had a much bigger project that it would take forever for you to move anything. It wouldn't actually be moving. You would be deleting and then adding on. I mean, you're doing the same thing in Excel, but it's quicker. Now, kind of the last thing I want to touch up on is what happens if, for instance, I am back in the very first data dictionary without the V1, without the extra fields. What if I wanted to add, for instance, just like this? What if I wanted to add instruments on top of what I have right now, right? So I have postal address. I'm just making up instrument names right now. What if I wanted to add these 4 into REDCap? How would that? What would that be like if I just uploaded this data dictionary? So saved it. Go back to REDCap, and now that was the original data dictionary, right? Not V1. Upload file. Have some warnings, but everything else is still perfect. Commit changes. And oh, what was that? I lost it, right? Billing address is gone. So you see what happened here was REDCap does not add on top. It basically just takes your data dictionary and whatever's there, that's what will be in your project. So right now, you're just left with postal address and international address. Now we can go back, and because we did a very good job of having two versions, right? We didn't overwrite the other. We have something to go back on, kind of like a backup. I can come back in here and I can actually just copy and paste this, and I still have V1 available, right? Because I wanted to add it on top of this. So what I'll do is come in here, add these in, paste it from the other, and then I just have to rename kind of. There is a faster way to do this. I'm not going to touch up on that because then I'd be teaching you Excel and not REDCap, which is what you want. Let's see. So you want each my numbering must be off. No, it must be correct. Yeah. So I added the two additional instruments to the original project, and I'll just save this. This is still V1. I should probably name this V2, but coming to the end, so data dictionary, browse, find V1, open, upload file. You know, it's the same warnings from before because I've copy and pasted, but it's still perfect. Commit changes, and bam, look, I have postal address now, complete, and I also have international address. So quick build outs, this is very, very quick. Adding instruments, and imagine if this was, you know, more than 4 instruments. If it was 8 or 20 of all the same types of variations of address you want. Or, you know, sometimes we have a classic styled longitudinal model. So for instance, instead of having REDCap set up the longitudinal model like we have here, where you create events and then add events like this, event 1, 2, 3, 4, we would just have each instrument be an event. There are times when you would want a project set up like that, but of course you kind of have to cater it yourself, or you just have to kind of solve your own issue with doing it like that. So just kind of to end it, we are getting short on time now. I will come in and say that there are times when you don't want to use the data dictionary. For instance, if you're adding one variable, or if you're moving, you know, one variable within its own instrument, just use the online designer. It's quicker, and you know, it's less hassle. But if you're using a large amount of collection variables, then you're probably going to want the data dictionary. So I guess before we end, do we have any questions today? I can answer some questions if we have any. Not sure. No questions? Next week's session will be posted shortly. Let's do this. If you want to see or keep an eye out for next week's session, we will post it on bic.cctr.vcu.edu/page training topics. Or if you just go to bic.vcu.edu, it's this link right here. We will post it here, but we will also send out an email just for people to know. Another thing is this video is recorded and we will be uploading it. So if you ever want to see it again or hear my voice again, then feel free to go to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and check it out. We'll be posting the links like this right here for you to check out. So thank you, everybody, and have a very nice day.